Java City. Now we are going to make our previous decided agenda to create a shop manager software in one shot. As in a demonstration video, we have planned that we will create this shop manager software, and this software is to understand all learned concepts in a previous videos. Since this software is quite huge, we must have to plan it, how it can be made operational and visually good. So let's plan. So before going ahead, let's plan what are the basic requirements to make this software. So before going ahead, first list out all the requirements. So here 7 number of steps we have taken to create this software. The first one is IDE. So IDE is a integrated development tool environment. This is a software tool which provides facility to build or develop software. After this, we will first go to understand IDE and types of IDE, list out the present available IDEs and which one we are using and how it can be downloaded. So in the next video, we are going to understand in detail. Next step, we will take Maven new project and required dependencies, required APIs. So Maven is another tool which is used by IDEs and it has a different capabilities. It simply brings all required dependencies in one shot. Simply just give the direction that the dependency is required to build this software and Maven will automatically build or download it from its repository. Its bank where all kind of APIs, Java, especially Java based APIs are kept, and it will download to our software, and also it will keep one copy in a local repository. After doing this, we will plan for software. Third step is planning for software, and in this software we will plan to how many softwares, you may say packages, need to build there. What are the images we have to keep in our software? fxml files basically responsible for providing a view in a software, a page view, you may say. Later we will, in development, we will understand what is fxml file, and each view is controlled by its controller. Controller is nothing but a Java class. It simply intermediates or provides control to the visual. Actually, this works on a principle of MVC, model view controller. So model is all kind of data related capacities, your database, required data. View actually given by fxml file, and controller is a class which controls and intermediates cooperates these two as on requirement. After that, one by one each view will be designed with all required nodes. Step 4. Next one is, and this all required nodes will be connected with its separate controllers. Each view must have its controller so as to cooperate and bring all required data in case of operation. Okay, so we have to make a view and its controller. After that, fifth step is data model and required classes with the fields. Data model is a connecting Java API, JDBC. So we must have to keep a database, and a connector, and that connector will connect with the software. To whom it will connect with the Java class. So we have to parallelly we have to make a Java class with some fields, and that fields will be in accordance with the database table. So here we will make a database for our shop manager software, and we will create table, and in accordance we will create a Java class and its fields. So this is sixth step. And once we will create a database and table and tables, and we will connect with this shop manager software. And once all the preparatory arrangements has been made, starting from IDE up to connecting a database and tables, we will start coding for each node in required software to make it operationalize. So the whole shop manager software has been broken up in a 7 small steps. One by one we will make preparatory arrangement, and we will complete it. Once all preparatory arrangements and requirements have been came in our system, we will start coding, and in a one shot we will give all classes operationalize and shop manager. So I hope you might have made your mind to go next step to create a software. So stay tuned with Java City. Let's go ahead to understand step 1. What is IDE? Our next step is to know something about IDE, Integrated Development Environment. This is the basic requirement of making a software in any platform, any language. Since we are doing something in Java, so we are using a popular IDE, and the name is IntelliJ IDEA. But why IntelliJ IDEA and why not other? So there is the first thing is simply it's your choice, and there are a number of IDEs available for software development. So what is IDE? Brief idea about IDE. Any person who want to do anything in a software development, he must have to download IDE. This makes or enables you to make any software development, testing, debugging, building, packaging, and all kind of requirement which a person wants is provided by IDE. So an integrated development environment is a software application that helps programmers develop software codes efficiently. It increases developer productivity by combining capabilities such as software editing, building, testing, and packaging in an easy to use application. So this is a platform, likewise a workbench. In a common sense, in a common word, we can understand is a workbench in which we are doing practice, and suitably based on requirement we are making our software. Step by step we are making it, and we are testing it whether it is working or not. We are debugging it, and once it is complete we are packaging it for ready to use. Some details of popular available IDs are here. It is a huge list, and you must have to know about the names of IDs. Why I'm telling all these things? For those who are beginners and want to do something in a software development, must have to know some terminology about the things. And here these are the list: Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, NetBeans. These three are quite popular, and rest are too popular. Visual Studio is also there. This is Visual Studio. Android Studio, used for Java as well as Java based Android applications, PHP for PHP, JBuilder, KDevelop, Jenny, PHP Edit, Adobe Flash Builder, Shop Develop, Mono Develop, RubyMine, Eclipse, Thea, Show Less, MyEclipse, Greenfoot, and all these. So these are the available IDs you must to browse from the store, its server, and you have to download it. Of course, an ID have one free edition, another is commercial edition. So free edition you may download for this time, and once you will make yourself proficient in software development, you may use commercial version. There are some added capacities in commercial version. In all these available IDs, we have chosen IntelliJ IDEA. It's quite popular and it's ready to use, and I am quite friendly with this. Later on, during the development, you will understand the benefits of using it. So IntelliJ IDEA, the leading Java and Kotlin IDE, the IDE that makes development a more productive and enjoyable experience. Community Edition is free and open source, licensed under Apache 2. It provides all the basic features for JVM and Android development. Of course, we are using free one. This is Community Edition. When you have decided to use this IntelliJ IDEA, you must have to ensure the basic requirement of your system. So it should be x86 slash underscore 64 architecture. You may say 64-bit architecture or a 64-bit processor. So x86 term refers to an entire family of processor. 16-bit instruction set for 16-bit processor may denoted as x86-16. 32-bit processor denoted as x86-32, and 64-bit processor like Intel Core i5, which I am using, is a 64-bit architecture of processor. Some say significant amount of RAM should be there so that the execution may be a little fast, and at least 500 MB of free disk space even if the ID is already installed. So this should be a kept space or remaining space greater than 500 MB should be there. So all these requirements must be maintained before going ahead. Now next question is from where we will use or download IntelliJ IDEA. So this is the URL. Simply go in a Google and just use it. https://www.jetbrains.com/idea/. So this is a URL for downloading IntelliJ IDEA in your system. And another question which may come in your mind, that what are the operating systems Windows based which may support 64-bit processor. So 64-bit operating systems are Windows 7, 8, 8.1, 10, 11, Server 2003 and Server 2008 and Server 2008 R2, etc, etc. So there are also Mac OS and Linux based OS which IntelliJ IDEA 2 supports. Here in my system I am using Windows 10. So these are all information about IDE. So the two steps we have listed out our Shopmanager requirements. First step is know something about IDE. Next step is Maven new project. So we know something about Maven and create a new project. So stay tuned with Java City. So in order to create Shopmanager software development, we have chosen Maven tool. This is another type of tool which helps us to manage our software. It simply brings the required dependency from the remote repository. So there is one way is to download the required dependency from different servers one by one, or list out the required dependency in a certain file, and we have another tool, software tool, which brings or downloads the required repository from the its remote repository. So this is a Maven tool which provides or which helps us to download automatically all required dependency. So what is Maven tool? Before going ahead, so this is step 3, creating our software. Before that, we have studied about the IDE. This is a platform on which we are doing all kind of activities, and inside the IDE, this is another tool which helps you to bring all required jars, you may say, APIs, dependencies. So what is Maven? So Maven is a build automation tool used primarily for Java projects. Maven can also be used to build and manage projects written in C#, Ruby, Scala and other languages. The Maven project is hosted by Apache Software Foundation, and it has a central repository. Repository is nothing but a bank where it keeps all required APIs, and once we will define the requirement in a POM file, it automatically downloads the required dependency from that source and keeps a copy in a local repository. Here it is defined as %user underscore home %/.m2. So here in our system 2, I will show you our local repository where it has taken a copy, as I have already made this software. And this software Maven tool has been developed by Apache Software Foundation, and programming languages Java, mainly used for Java, C#, C#, C++, etc. Ruby, Scala 2 uses this Maven tool. So new Maven project. So another more information, more precise information. Maven is a tool which helps to download required dependencies from Maven repository, and group ID defines an idea or prototype. As we have discussed earlier, before going ahead, first you have to define the concept on which we are making our project. So group ID is a concept, you may say prototype. Likewise, in a very simple analogy, you may say like car, and inside a car, this is Maruti. You may say SUV, this is what? SUV Mahindra. So here it is group ID defines a concept, or you may say the broader category of your software, and based on that broader category, actually the dependencies are defined, and using that dependencies you may make your small softwares. So artifact defines project name, and group ID defines the concept or idea or a prototype or group of a software. All downloaded files will be kept in a local repository, and all required configuration, dependency, source, compiler information are kept in a POM file. So this is a very important file for Maven based project. This is called project object model. So it simply makes your project in a object format, and it takes the dependency as an object for particular project, and all the dependencies are stored in external libraries of your project, and keeps a copy in a local repository. And when on a requirement, if you require the same kind of dependencies in future, you may just use the same group ID and give the name some another project name. It will automatically take that APIs from the local repository. Let's go ahead. So this is a quite important file. You must have to know something about this. This is POM file structure. So all the required project related information is kept inside this project tag, starting at this project and ending with this project. You may see at last, this is project, this is project, and inside all the information related with the project is kept. Here it is project information, you may say JDK related information, and project name and its group, and after that this properties tag, and it have a compiler information, and this compiler information will give you JVM related information. And after that, this is dependency which we are discussing here. You have to just give in the format under dependencies tag, there is a individual dependency, and we have to just copy it. So this is Shop Manager software dependency, and I have just listed out all the required dependency for the ease of understanding. Since this is MVC project discussed earlier, model view controller, so definitely there will be a model, you may say database, view is a FXML or JavaFX, and controller, so this is simply Java classes. Also it is a shop manager, it means generating a report, receipts, purchase order, or an invoice. It will require MS Office related packages. So these are all the required APIs. It is JavaFX for view, and this is the org.openjfx JavaFX, and this is JavaFX dash graphics and JavaFX dash FXML. So these are the artifact ID, and this is the group ID for all JavaFX related dependencies. This is group ID MySQL, and MySQL dash connector dash Java, this is artifact ID. Here Apache PY, you may say Apache PUI gives you may the interface for all kind of MS Office related interfaces and utilities, and this is the group ID is org.apache.pui, and this PUI dash UU, this is Open Office XML, is the artifact ID. Another group ID is org.apache.logging.log4j, and this is for logging, appending, and all kind of required information. These are all required APIs too. This will require for our software. So let's, for more easiest way of making this software understandable, I have just listed out the dependencies in the POM format. You may say dependencies, and under this, these are the unique dependencies. You may say org dot, this is group ID openjfx, and here we have used JavaFX version 11 as we are using Java as 11. This is, you may say org.openjfx Java graphics, and version is 11.0.1. You may say this is Apache UI. So this is logging log4j. Artifact ID is log4j-core. Another piece, this is continued. So this is dependencies, and this is PUI, you may say. So let's go ahead and create. These are the steps which we have to take for creating a brand new Maven project in IntelliJ IDEA. This is create a new Maven project in IntelliJ IDEA, define the group ID, and I have taken this group ID as my com.myearth corporation, and here it is artifact ID. I have taken as a shop manager. If the name already is inside this one, in our system already I have given the name shop manager, we will take another name. Okay, before going ahead, so this is our desktop. You may say, let me first try to see local repository. So in my PC, you may say where it is, this PC, and in C you have to user home. So which is user home? This is users, and this is Dell, and here dot /dot m2, and you may see this is .m2. Okay, so this is local repository. You may say this one repository, and here all the required jars are kept inside. You may say log4j and this. So when you will make Maven project, you will see, you can also see in your users home directory. This is IntelliJ IDEA I have already downloaded. When you are going to make, before proceeding ahead, better you download IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition from the JetBrain. The URL already I have given. So let me open it. Already it is opened. So let me first go in a file and new. This is project. Now you can see this is Java, Maven, and a number of platforms available for making this software. And when it is pointing our cursor on Maven, it is prompting something. You may see this is Maven modules are used to developing JVM based application with dependencies managed by Maven. You can either create a blank Maven module or module based on Maven Arch type. So these are the Maven Arch type. You may say the group IDs over which you can make the required software based on the defined dependencies, or you can create a blank model. So let me go ahead, and here it is name, the name of your software. So Shop Manager, you may say this one, my Shop Manager new project, and it is already here. So this is one. Okay, so this is the name of your project. Let me define the credentials. So this is group ID, which you must have to define to identify the uniqueness of your group of similar kind of projects. And here we have taken com dot my Earth Corporation and simply done. So let it finish it, and let me open is this window. So this is the project which we are going to do lots of things. So the project has been created, and you can see as we have taken in a slide, the all the information related to project is kept in this project tab, inside this project tag. And here before here, this is the project related information, group ID, artifact ID, that we have defined this one. And every similar project may should be given this group ID, and this is properties tag over which this is compiler related information. This is 11, it means it is using JVM 11, JDK version 11, and we have to now copy the dependencies required for the ease of doing this software. I've just listed out all the required dependencies in a text format, and so let me copy it from starting from this tag to dependencies, and let me copy it this one here inside, just below the properties tag. You can copy it. Okay, now okay, this is some unrequired information have been copied. So let me delete this, and you can see now it is happy, and all the things are now not showing any kind of error. So let me click this one. You may say that it is prompting load Maven changes, and it will automatically load the required changes or dependencies from the local repository. So you can just click it, and you will see the all the things has been disappeared. It means all the things have been copied, and you can see here it is local external libraries. It means the library which a project have, all the required dependencies are copied from the local repository over here. Okay, so now I think we have just made our starting from understanding IDE, Maven. Now we have created our layout of a project. Now we are proceeding further and creating a packages inside this project source. You may say this is a project hierarchy, and this is, you may say, idea stands for IntelliJ idea, and this is source folder over here, main, and inside this main this is Java, and all the required classes and APIs, Java classes will be kept inside this Java. Now in the next step we are going to create all the required packages, your folders, and under which we will create classes, and once all the required things will be done, we will make final coding. So stay tuned with Java City, unless we are proceeding further for creating this brand new Shop Manager project.